best friend and companion. In all the world there is none who is like you. Love is like the ocean, best friend and companion. In all the world there is none who is like you.
This is about the time when I start talking about politics that the internet trolls tell me to stick to my day job. So I'd like to talk about my day job. My day job is as the chairman and the co-founder of Thorn. We build software to fight human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. And that's our core mission. My other day job is that of the father of two, a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And as part of that job that I take very seriously, I believe that it is my effort to defend their right to pursue happiness and to ensure a society and government that defends it as well. As part of my anti-trafficking work, I've met victims in Russia, I've met victims in India, I've met victims that have been trafficked from Mexico, victims in New York and New Jersey and all across our country. I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. I've been on the other end of a phone call from my team asking for my help because we had received a call from the Department of Homeland Security telling us that a 7-year-old girl was being sexually abused and that content was being spread around the dark web. And she had been being abused and they'd watched her for 3 years and they could not find the perpetrator, asking us for help. We were the last line of defense. An actor and his foundation were the potential last line of defense. That's my day job, and I'm sticking to it.
Lee Egan, Crime Online investigative reporter. Lee, Corey Haim's mother, Judy, says that Corey Feldman is simply lining his own pockets by making these claims and leading this crusade. Is that possible? Is there a way for him to line his pockets?
It is possible. I think a problem that many people had was that he's claiming there's these sex abusers out there, but he has no intentions of making all of them unless he earns enough money to make what he's saying is going to be a feature film where he's going to drop the name.
Okay, wait. What did you just say?
He's raising money. He has an Indiegogo campaign, and he wanted $10 million first before he would expose.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me understand what you're saying. Dr. Bethany Marshall joining me, LA psychoanalyst. Corey Feldman, the movie star, claims he's on a crusade to expose child molestation and sex abuse on his friend Corey Haim, who has passed away. His mother is with us today. But he's only going to make all of the abusers' names public once he raises several $1 million. Dr. Bethany Marshall, I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. And if there's a child molester out there, I want him behind bars for the rest of his life. But something's not right about this. If you help me raise $10 million, then I'll tell you who abused Corey Haim, who coincidentally has passed away.
I want to say something.
Jump in, Judy.
I want everybody to remember that my son,
he was one of those people that if you look back at every single interview he's ever had since he started this business at 13 and a half, he told the whole world everything. He never hid anything. So he went on national TV on the reality show, and he actually exposed his own abuser, which was Corey Feldman's friend, Dominic Brasha. He exposed his own abuser without asking a penny. He didn't say, I want $10 million to make a movie to expose my abuser. So even after he did that, even I went on Dr. Oz and exposed the same guy. Dominic Brasha is one person that I know that my son ever talked about. There are no more abusers out there. I want people to understand that. There was one guy, my son really surprised them and shocked them on the reality show, saying, you introduced me to your friend who abused me, and you were friends with him before, and you continued being his friend afterwards, knowing what he did to me. Well, when my son passed away and Corey Feldman was ready to write his book, he told me on the phone that it's payback time.
CrimeOnline.com investigative reporter. What does Corey Feldman say to all of this? I mean, Corey Haim's mother, Judy, is saying this is absolutely not true. What does Feldman have to say?
Feldman is being quite rude to Judy. If you listen to his interviews, he made his own YouTube video where he called her a liar, challenged her to a lie detector test. Then he went on Dr. Oz and pretty much said the same things. He said she's in denial, that he's telling the truth, and Judy needs to work with him, not against him, etc., etc.
Well, the thing that bothers me is that that Feldman is not naming the child molesters unless he raises X amount of money through donations. That concerns me. And I lived through it in court. If a sex attack victim does not come forward to police, it casts a pall on the entire case. Doesn't mean it's not true, but it means you've got a credibility issue. Judy Haim, if you could speak to Corey Feldman right now, what would you say?
Oh, and I said it before. I said, first of all, do not speak about my kid. And I never put you in charge of my family's spokesman. That's number one. I sent him a cease and desist letter last year, and then he became smart, and he didn't abide by it. So he went on Dr. Oz, and he said, I can't talk about my friend out of respect for his mother. All of a sudden he's got respect for me, and he said, and Dr. Oz is picking up the slack for him. He goes, oh, you mean to tell me you're talking about Corey Haim? So how does she feel about this movie coming out? And so he keeps talking about my kid. Number one, he has no business talking about my kid. And number two, I don't understand these people that kept giving him money at Indiegogo, $270,000 worth of it, because he says that one day he's going to expose my son's pedophile. Well, how about Dr. Oz asking him, and how come nobody's ever mentioning Dominic? Why isn't anyone ever mentioning Dominic? It's like as if my son and I said nothing. And besides, I want you to know one more thing. Another email, I would tell him like this. I would tell him, stop talking about my kid again and again and again. Stop talking about my kid. Talk about your life. Make a movie about your life. And leave my family alone. He's done enough damage to my son with this movie, A Tale of Two Corys. He was trying very desperately to rewrite my son's life history. That's what he was doing. All these people, executive producers that were involved in this movie, did everything wrong. Nothing in this movie has anything to do with my son, okay? So I want you to know that I had cancer in 2009, okay? And my son was there every step of the way, every doctor, everything, throughout the whole thing. Corey Feldman sends me an email, and he goes like this: I can help you if you would only stop this insanity and remember the conversation we had right before I did the book. So unless the chemo your brain, you know that I'm speaking the truth. In other words, he's blaming the chemo. He's trying to put words in my mouth. Okay, he just gets upset when I don't agree with him. There's nothing to agree with. And now he's telling me, I wonder if all the cancer patients are going to really like this one. The chemo screwed up with my head, so I don't remember anything?
With me is Judy Haim, the mother of Corey Haim, the movie and TV star. Also with me, Lee Egan, Crime Online investigative reporter, and Dr. Bethany Marshall. In addition to Judy Haim, joining us now is a very close friend of Corey Haim, Greg Harrison. Greg, what do you make of Corey Feldman's claims that your friend, Corey Haim, was abused by Hollywood power players?
Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question. First of all, I mean, you know, everyone comes and is attacking, and it's like a witch hunt. And where's the original sin? The original sin is a book that was written without the approval, the legal approval, the moral approval, or even a simple blessing. And to me, it's very clear that there's an agenda to rewrite history. Their relationship was tumultuous, so we have heard on the phone and in other forms, payback is, it's revenge time. And what we're seeing played out is that payback. And the incitation of Judy being put on trial and the scrutiny and the attack, to me, it's like, where is society standing up and saying this is wrong to be putting Judy on trial? She doesn't need to justify herself to anyone. She's not the one that wrote this book. And when is society going to stand up and say, this is not okay? And the outlandish claims that are being made, including, as I have a household full of concubines, I'm a man of God. When is society going to stand up and say, this is not okay? We need to scrutinize this. We need to have some real private, like some investigative reporting. No longer are we going to sit back and watch the media just give someone a platform that is causing so much harm. And I mean, even to the death of my friend, when is it okay for the art of sensationalizing for the purpose of capitalization, the life and legacy of my dead friend? Let's keep it simple, folks. My dead friend. This is what's going on. And so it's outrageous when I can tell you that a lot of this is lies, from big ones to small ones.
Nancy, we should note that Crime Stories has invited Corey Feldman to join us and to tell us his story and to respond to what's been said about them. While we hold out hope he'll agree, he's yet to accept our invitation or even to provide a statement.
We are watching as this unfolds. Nancy Grace, Crime Stories, signing off. Goodbye, friend.